This is Hardy Brute, and today I'll be playing Deadly Days Road Trip. Surviving a zombie apocalypse in your van. So it's a roguelike, so you choose your path, you have to refuel the vehicle, and there's an entire backpack building weapon mechanic, which is really interesting. It's a really fun combination of games. So this is the hub of the world. You can increase your speed, your attack speed, your health, and your pickup range. This is kind of where you spend your meta progression. It seems like there's a lot of different characters as well. And you can also unlock new items and new characters, interactions. There's a shop mechanic. There's a lot of things to get along the ways. So let's check it out. So each area lists the map size, the loot, and the fuel. I tend to like to pick the path with the biggest loot. Fuel is important because you can't actually leave the area until you get enough fuel. But even with just a 1-star fuel, eventually you'll find enough fuel. So this game isn't necessarily about killing zombies, it's more about surviving. Finding loot. Each of those little treasure chests, little bags, can have items, can have fuel, can have scrap. And in the initial wave, you're trying just to get the fuel as fast as you can. Because the danger level, the amount of zombies appear, and as it gets to nighttime, it increases dramatically. So the first time I played the game, I just killed zombies. And then I was trapped, I couldn't leave, and then I died. So realistically, you have to run around the map extremely fast, pick up items, pick up as much fuel as you can. We got an AK-47, interesting. All the items you get, you can't use until the next map, unless you get it from a level up. So we got more backpack space, we got another rifle, and now we hit the max on the fuel. So now we don't have to stress, we don't have to worry, we can just go and explore and pick up items, kill zombies, do whatever we want, until we feel it's too dangerous and we have to leave. Because if you look in the top right corner, we're at danger level 1. As the map progresses, as time progresses, the danger level increases, and especially when it hits nighttime, there's a lot of zombies that come out. And right now we just have the basic pistol that does 25 damage. So we're not going to do very good to survive. The map I picked had a lot of loot, it had a lot of fuel. So when you search those bags, and there's lots of things, items that drop out, that's what it's affecting. This fuel can that's just on the ground, I think those are on every map. And I don't think that has an effect on the amount of fuel, the amount of items you find. So I'm going to pre-fill the truck. And now, whenever I touch the truck next time, I can just instantly leave when I need to. This is the level up mechanic. So you get a free item. The AK does 20 damage. That's interesting. But you get a free item that you can add to your bag instantly. And all of these items are terrible. I'm going to pick the firecracker though. So I picked the firecracker, it's the uncommon item. Items come from normal, uncommon, to rare, elite. And what it does is gives us a 20% damage that the bullets will explode on contact, and do 100% damage of the gun. And the gun was doing 25 damage, so it could explode for 25 damage every 20% chance. But realistically, we're going to replace the pistol pretty soon. Probably with that AK-47. We're now in danger level 6, and we've taken a lot of damage. It is really easy to instantly die, because you get a little bit of iframes, you get hurt, but if you get surrounded, you can get hit back to back to back, and you can just instantly die if you get surrounded. So we got some really good bags for free. We got an AK-47. All the items you get, besides the bags, need to be repaired with the scrap in order to be used. Items also have a hand count. So the AK-47 has 2 hands, while the pistol only uses 1 hand. That's one of the main limitations in the game. There is one item, though, that gives you an extra hand. It's a legendary, but we may or may not find that. So let's put the AK-47 in the middle and kind of surrounded by support items. Add 1 dash per 2 marked footwear. That's sort of interesting. Increase the fire rate of marked weapons. So we're out of scrap, but we can get rid of our pistol, we can get rid of our dagger, and that will give us enough. So now our AK-47 will shoot 15% faster and a 20% chance that it'll explode on hit. Which is good for our rifle that does 130 damage, but it also fires a lot slower and is a lot less useful. I'm going to also add in the rollerblades because it gives us the passive of just 10% more movement. And I think that's one of the strongest stats in the game is the movement, since you're running around trying to get the fuel before it is too late. So the house there at the bottom is really good. So let's go through this okay house, the 3-star loot, and then we get into the 4 or 5-star loot. So we started off with a really good map, and the follow-up ones are pretty good as well. So we almost do the same amount of damage with the pistol as we do with the AK-47, but it fires a lot faster. We can get the firework or the magnet. So I'm actually going to get the firework, because this game has an interesting upgrade mechanic. So it went from 20% to 30% chance, and now instead of doing 100% weapon damage, it does 125 weapon damage. You can combine items twice, so you can combine 2 greens into a blue, and the 2 blues into a pink. And that seems to be the limit. So ideally we would like to find a bunch of AK-47s, so we could upgrade those. Because oftentimes, ooh, we got a katana. Oftentimes the weapons, the upgrades, are double the effect. The explosive passive was about 50% stronger, but the weapons and a bunch of the upgrades actually are just double effect, which is crazy strong. Our danger level is already at 5. As you go from map to map, the base danger increases quite a bit. And you can see the little skull, the little circle. So we're about 3/4 full on fuel. We have a better weapon, more survivability. So we might stick around a little bit longer this time. This 3-star loot it's not terrible. And getting bags is the best thing you can get just because it's free. One thing the game doesn't really have is it doesn't have armor. It doesn't really have a way to keep you alive. It has a few items for you to heal, or to recover healing, but it doesn't have a ton of ways to reduce the damage that you're taking. Although I haven't unlocked all the items yet. It seems like it's going to take quite a bit of progression. The AK-47 and the katana are new items that I've just unlocked. Because the game comes with a few shotguns, an SMG, a rifle. There's quite a few weapons in the base game. The revolver, I like the revolver, but we need another hand for it. So I may switch to the revolver at some point, but 3 bag slots is really good. And it gives us a lot of build around for our AK-47. And right there we took a lot of damage. So if we only have one weapon, with the bags we got, and the setup we have, we can boost that one weapon quite a bit. And we found another AK-47, nice. So we have quite a few things that can upgrade our damage for the next run as well. The air pump, we have some passive abilities. We can upgrade the level of the AK, but we're still somewhat in the danger zone. So I'd like to be in the proximity of the van. We actually managed to find some healing back there. As the danger level increases, the zombies actually evolve. They don't just have these walking zombies, but now there's football zombies, there's a pogo stick zombie, and we're gonna get out of there. The next map actually has better loot than this one, so we might stick around to that one longer, especially if we upgrade our stuff. So we found a second AK-47. It does 20 damage, and upgrades to 40 damage, nice. Found a second dart, 15% fire rate to 30% fire rate. The lighter does automatically 40% more weapon damage over a 1.5 second duration. So that's just increased damage. Get rid of the glass bottle. I don't care too much about the single-handed, one-handed weapons. Probably not going to go to melee, the katana, or the baseball. Although the katana did do 80 damage, so let's repair the bike pump. It's going to give us 15% more damage, and it's going to make our bullet size 100% bigger. So we're more likely to hit things. And we're doing more damage. Another cool feature is that the weapons itself actually display the changes in the buffs. So my AK-47, which upgraded to 40 damage, actually displays as 46 now. So let's move on. This is a really good loot map, and this might be the last one we get. So hopefully this will maybe sort of make or break our build, depending on what we get here. We've got a really good foundation and start. Another lighter, that's really good. Yeah, so we can upgrade the lighter after this run. This is terrible. We're not using any of these weapons. I'm probably going to take the revolver just in case. But that level up didn't really do a whole lot for us. It did give us some free scrap, I guess. But ideally, we want to see how strong we can get after this map, because it's going to carry us through the rest of the game. If we're strong enough to kill the zombies before they touch us, that's the only way we're going to survive. Because zombies are already at level 8 difficulty, and we've only been in this map for 30 seconds. So they evolve quickly. We evolve as well, but I'm not sure if we do it at the same pace. Especially when we're limited by how many hands we have. So we can evolve the revolver as well. We got even more backspace. That is really nice. Some games you get no backpack space, and sometimes you get just way too many. We're still looking for 4 more AK-47s. And any sort of passive augments for that weapon. There's quite a few we're missing still. We've been doing pretty well on the loot front, but we don't actually have that much fuel. We have like a fourth of the fuel we need. But our danger level isn't that crazy right now. And our damage did increase. It doubled from last time, if not more. 2.5, especially since we have that burn now too. You can see the burn there for 6 damage. And I'm also not sure that the size of the map really matters too much. Because as you wander around... Ooh, a snake. Snake. As you wander around, the fuel cans do replace the ones that are floating. But I'm not sure if the lootable areas, the cars and things, I'm not sure if those really refresh or change. So that could be the one effect that map size really has. And at the moment we're pretty far away from the car. But we have found most of the fuel we need by this point. An SMG, huh? Yeah, we got all the fuel we need, so now we just need to collect loot and not die. And the game does feel pretty bad when you have a ton of loot, but you're not actually able to use it for the next round. But we got our good loot out of the way early, so our later maps don't matter as much. Of course we always want more loot, but sometimes there just is no good loot maps. So we primed our car, we can escape whenever we want to, but let's get as much loot as we can, and hopefully we don't die. There's that hooded guy is probably the worst, one of the worst zombies. He just chases you down directly. They are coming out in droves now. So I'm gonna get one more level up, and then I'm probably going to run away. The danger level is already at 21. We are half dead. And escaping sounds good. Let's get the lighter. We actually have another lighter in our pack, I think. Yeah, we do. But now we need just one more to upgrade this to pink. So it goes from 40% extra weapon damage to 80%. That's almost just a free double damage. We did 34k damage that turn. So we've got a lot of really nice bags. I'm going to put this on the corner here, try to take advantage of the awkward shape of it. Because I'd like to fit 2 bike pumps here if I can eventually. So I sold some of the melee weapons, and now we can focus on the snake. Has a 25% chance to apply poison stacks to surrounding enemies. Poison does 10% of weapon damage. Enemies can have a max damage of 100 poison, and each weapon damage adds 1 stack of poison. So it basically turns our gun into an area effect gun. That's really strong. Oh, let's repair the lighter, and we can double stack it for now. Repair the firework and do the same thing. And get the drill. The drill adds 1 additional penetration, which is really good for our rifle because I think it doesn't have any penetration. And add this triangle bag to the top because there are some items that cascade down and will hit the rifle and give it a buff. But for now I would like the healing kit. 25% of the damage taken is recovered after 5 seconds of not taking damage. And we have 2 of those, so we can upgrade it. And the upgrade changes to 30%. So if I add this second bag below the pump, I can actually fit 2 pumps in if we ever find them. Repair the magnet and throw that in, and we're ready to go for the next stage. We might use the revolvers, we might use the rifles, it just depends on what we find later on. Now this map only has fuel. The loot and the map size are both really bad, so I'm just going to try to get the fuel and bug out. We can see now we have a little circle around us, that just increased our pickup range. That was from our magnet. But we're already starting at threat level 13. Our damage and our penetration has gone up quite a bit. But that does not mean that this is any easier. The amount of damage and the number of threats has only increased. You can spend some of your progression to increase your max health, which sort of helps a little bit, but you're still going to be hit really hard. So we got all the fuel we need, and I'm going to try to just run away. There's not a lot of loot, there's not a lot of items to find here. I'm going to try to get this last level up though. Hopefully it's something good. Ooh, and we got the Trooper helmet. Increased marked range weapons fire rate, but also its spread. Which that's kind of negated by the bike bump because the bullets are bigger. So the fact that it's spread out isn't too much of a negative. I'm definitely going to try to fit that in after we get back to the bus and make it to the next level. Unless we get really lucky and find 4 AK-47s, I don't really see our damage going up too much more. We can definitely still improve though. So far this is probably one of the strongest runs I've had though. The AK shoots very fast and it does a lot of damage. And the snake is really cool. So slap that in and now it fires 50% faster. And that means it's going to reload quite often. But it's going to burst down anything that's close to us. So now we're going to fight the elite. The top section is pretty bad, 3-2-2. The middle section is quite a bit better. And the bottom only has 1 good loot. So we're going to go through the middle, and then we're going to go up, and then we're going to fight the boss. So let's go on. Let's see what the elite does. It's a barricade mechanic. You have to clear the highway of each one of the debris, and it takes quite a bit of time. Luckily our range is pretty good since we can shoot a lot of the zombies that are even coming close to us. The danger level is 36, wow. And this takes a minute. Even though we're killing them pretty fast, I don't really feel safe just to stand there. There's also gigantic troll-looking zombies in the background over there. We got the middle barricade. Ooh, they shoot little, like, boulders from their mouth. Seems like it'll still collide with the environment, though. So I'm actually safe over here by the cars. They can't throw at me. 2 of 3. This is the final section. We got all the fuel, so we can run away now. But I think we can also just kill all the zombies for some experience. It doesn't quite seem like they're respawning. There aren't any more trolls. There's a few more little ones, but they're all getting wiped out very quickly. It says danger level 58, but it didn't actually get any more dangerous. What did we get? Another bike pump, nice. Or the battery, 25% chance for marked weapons to release chain lightning. Doing 40% damage, bouncing 2 times within 5 meters. So I'd like another pump, but this is just fits the build. We need even more things to support us. And I'll try to fit that in the build after we finish this section. There's only like 5 more zombies. And then we can take our time refueling the car. So let's collect our last level up. Nice, and we got a bike pump anyways. So it goes from 15% weapon damage to 30%. And I think it doubled the bullet size again. So now there are no more zombies. Nice, so we're halfway done with this section. We did 56k damage. And we got this gigantic backpack for free. Now we can move this to the left section, put that on the right, add in the additional explosive chance, and our AK is up to 52 damage. We could also add in the extra magazine, increases the amount of ammo in the clip, makes it fire faster, but it also takes a longer time to reload. I would like to add that in after we upgrade our rockets or our lighter, when we'll have more space. So there's good loot in this section. This is the best loot we're going to see before the final boss. So hopefully we get something good here. And look how big our bullets are now. They're really thick. We're starting at danger level 28. Wow. The danger is no joke. And those hooded guys are probably the most dangerous. Aside from the big trolls that just act as walking turrets. And this is just the start of the level. It hasn't even been 30 seconds. And we just got hit really big right there. Hopefully we can get some fuel going. We don't take too much damage, and hopefully we find some good loot. There are already a lot of things to avoid. This level up was awful. I think I'm going to take the single bag and put it in this little crevice here, make it look pretty. But I'm not really sure that's actually too much beneficial to us. So these zombies are relentless. Going up to danger level 29. Still need quite a bit of fuel. Still need to survive. About half the fuel we need. But the penetration plus the poison spread and the burning is really good. But right now there's just so many threats. It's hard to find any sort of safe section. Because you sort of need to dash past the zombies, but then you end up getting a bit hit by the football players who lock right onto you. So I picked up a magnet. That's crazy. We're picking up all the fuel. We have all the fuel we need. Nice. So let's try to get out of here. Those football players are wreaking havoc on us. I'm not sure we're going to survive this, but let's see if we can refuel the van, and we're almost dead. We have one more hit. Nice. And I think we died by one of the walking zombies. So this game is currently a demo. So they're still balancing it quite a bit. We did 174k damage total. And that's actually where I've died the last 5 or 6 runs, is right after the bridge. So I hope you enjoyed. Later.